Getting a little bit of a crowd around Minerva.
3 WMMR, and my dear friend Rich Tornetta from Collision Max. They told me at the radio station that I had to be here by 6 o'clock, which made sure that I was here at 6:45. But what Rich has learned to do now is to tell me an hour before I really am supposed to be here. And so as a result, I'm on time, which kills me, because I'm never on time. As the people who work with me, our MMR me here, Rich and Kevin will tell you. Rich is also known as Pituation if you ever listen to our morning show. They put him in all kinds of strange positions, and I believe today he's not fully clothed, but more on that at some other time. A major turn. Our show, it's so cool to be here and to have Minerva about to be unveiled again. Does anyone know the story of this vehicle? All right, I'll tell you the story of this vehicle. I've been on MMR for 31 years. And when I left San Francisco to move to Philly kind of on a lark, I came out here in an original 1970 Volkswagen camper van. And when I got to I lived in a car was named Minerva after this very eccentric woman I knew in San Francisco who smoked cigarettes out of one of those tip things, and she called everyone darling. And she had one of those filter tip things, so that's what the original Minerva was named after. So flashback to my 20th anniversary. As I said, I've been on MMR for 31. MMR, come the end of April, will be 45 years of age. So, having been there, thank you, very kind. Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, you're very kind to clap. But I mean, we've had, do you guys listen to MMR? It's okay if you don't. Again, you don't have to say that if you don't listen, but we do appreciate the fact that you do. And it's because of the great friendship that we have with folks like you. Some who are newer listeners come on with Preston and Steve, some who've been with us since we started in 1968, some who've gotten on the train at various stops along the way. But it's been an amazing ride. So, as I said, I've been there 31 years, but for my 20th anniversary, the station, instead of giving me like a gold watch, we had a party at the Spectrum with David Lee Roth and the Hooters, and it was a great time. And so they brought me up on stage, and I thought they're going to give me a little plaque or something. And they said, Pierre, you forgot something a long time ago. And I'm thinking, I lose things all the time, but what could they possibly be referring to? They lifted up a curtain, which I had not seen, and there behind it is Minerva number 2. The vehicle that I had never paid my parking tickets on and was crushed and turned into scrap, and you might be drinking a Pepsi out of even now for recycled material. But, so I'm thinking, well, this is awesome, and everyone's yelling, start the car. But of course, the car wouldn't start because it had exploded on the way to the Spectrum, and they had to have it forklifted. This is absolutely true because it was such a piece of crap. They had to have it and when they bought it, they opened up the side, and there's a case of oil. This is honest to God truth. There's a case of oil on the floor, and the guy they sold sold it to them said, uses a little bit of oil. Now, when they were driving it from the point of purchase to the place where they were going to fix it up just a little bit, our Chevy Tahoe behind it, like, again, honest to God truth, had to turn on the windshield wipers because it was spewing so much oil. The Tahoe was following right behind Minerva, and the thing is shooting out oil at the little tiny exhaust pipe. So she had a lot of problems, but we fixed her up, and I put a lot of money into her, but never quite got to the place we wanted to. And then, you know, if you don't drive these cars for a while, the tires start going flat, and she was out in the parking lot, and then she's getting a little more flat and a little more tippy, and so finally we towed her to the back lot, and people kept saying, what are you going to do with this vehicle? And finally the company said, you've got to get rid of it, and then the building said, if you don't get rid of it, we're going to have it towed away. Then enter the greatest people on this planet. And I'm telling you, if you ever have anything that needs to be done to your car, from the slightest fender bender to a little fixing up the paint to a major collision, you never want to have one. But I'm telling you, having seen the work that these guys do, Collision Max is the place. They've got 11 locations. They are, and collisionmax.com is their website. They are the coolest people. They're family run. And I don't make that endorsement lightly. It's quality through and through and through. So we came to an agreement with Collision Max, and I think they've regretted it ever since. But God bless them, they came over and took Minerva in September, I guess, And then we started having weekly updates, and then we unveiled her a month ago, give or take, a month and a half ago. Rich Tornado, come over. Anything you would like to add to that? Rich is the publicity person for Collision Mat.
Yeah, all the videos that we did, it was one video a week. We had Minerva Monday, and you guys got to follow the progress. I just spoke to someone earlier that said, though she hasn't been with the vehicle physically, she kind of feels like she's been part of this the entire way. So it was like a nice little storyline we did. And that was the intended effect, to kind of bring everybody on this big journey. And then we revealed her at the home show. And though there are pictures online and stuff and everything, you know, this crowd is the real crowd, you know, that deserves to see this, because they're all car people. They understand what goes into something like this. And especially all the work that Franny did on the airbrushing. So we're excited to show everybody right now.
Again, thank you for coming out, and she'll be on display all this weekend. We have some calendar girls out here tomorrow, but what? Oh, Fran from Paint 2, come on over here. I'm sorry, I didn't even see you here. This is the gentleman who did the work in just a moment. His work could be in the Museum of Modern Art, or in the Philadelphia Art Museum next to the Rocky statue, or you know, in the Vatican, as far as I'm concerned. He might have actually done the Sistine Chapel ceiling. This is Franny from Paint 2, ladies and gentlemen. And you will know that applause is deserved in just a moment. So between the inner work that Collision Max did and the outer work that Franny did, out of an absolute piece of crap, with all due love and respect to the original vehicle, has come this absolute piece of art. Now, we can unveil the mighty Minerva 3.0. With her own cover, no less. And as we, you know, I'm hanging around here if you want me to sign a picture, take a picture with you, happy to do that. But what you want to try to do is